All right, in today's video, I am going to share with you a lot of great items that I got at a garage sale, also known as a car boot sale for the folks in the UK. And everything you see here, I got for $40. And as you can see there, I got some really nice stuff. So let me take you through it. So I'm going to take you through this in the sequence of events that I found the items. So he had stuff spread out along the driveway as he's looking to move, and the first thing that stood out to me was these maroon grips, and I knew exactly what that meant, and that meant Klein. And I looked at them, they looked like they were in great shape, so I grabbed these. Then I saw the Vise grips laying there, and I said, wow, I really like the 10-inch Vise grips. Flipped it over, those you could see, made in the USA, grabbed those. So I put these two together knowing that, you can't get these USA Vise grips anymore. They're kind of common, but they clean up fantastic. I mean, I haven't even touched this yet to clean it up, but these always clean up really well. The coating they put on here is fantastic. A wire wheel, a little bit of WD-40, and then these are good to go. And they just felt great too. You hear that? I mean, these were a homeowner's pair, never used, no grease in there. Just really got some wear from laying on one side. The same thing with these Kleins. The wear is just really where it was laying. Very rarely used. So knowing that these are worth some money these days, not a ton of money, $10 or so, plus shipping on eBay, maybe a little bit more. And these are the curved ones, which I like. That's the 10CR. That's got the curved teeth. You'll see the R on some of these, and those are the straight teeth. And then knowing what Klein go for, I knew this was at least $20. So that was my first thing I grabbed, and then I took a look around for some other stuff. So I had these in my hand, and I saw, hey, wow, there's some mineral spirits. And I always use a lot of mineral spirits for cleaning tools and to clean paint up. And this one was half full. And you can see here that these plastic containers look like they hold up a little bit better than the metal ones. I don't have any of this new because everything I get is a lot older. But I know they always cost me at least $10 when I have to pick up, if that's what they cost. But I haven't bought any forever because I find it in estate sales. And then boiled linseed oil. I hear a lot about this. I see this a lot out there for the guys that restore a lot of the perfect handle screwdrivers, hammers. I think you use a boiled linseed oil for really swelling up the top of them so they're not loose. But I don't own any linseed oil, and I said, you know what? This is completely full. It may have been used once, and you could even see it's no overspill or anything on it. So I took this and this, and I said, well, let me feel out this guy for the prices before I continue to look on more. And so I said, hey, what are you looking for these items here? And he said, $5. I said, well, that's fair. He goes, but continue to look around. And that's what I did. Knowing he was willing to really give good prices, I said, you know what, let me look for some items that maybe I don't need, but would be nice to have, where you never know when you'll have it. And ear protection. He had these 3 sets of ear muffs, or whatever you want to call them, but ear protection. And I have a set that I use now. And I'm not that good at using ear protection. I probably need to use it more than I do. But as I'm getting older, as I'm banging on things ring in my ears, the belt sander screams, and I have this pair of Browning that I pulled out of my range bag that I keep around the shop. But I try not to mess them up too much just because they're my decent pair of hearing protection. So having these, cheaper ones around the shop, I think would just be great. I'll never be looking for them. If I have 3 pairs, I could keep them all in different places. And none of these are super great. These are probably, $8 to $10 a pair, because they're not ones that are, they don't look like they're high-end ones. But this pair was a lot nicer. This is a Western safety, it said, and it reminded me of the Browning ones. I did try them all on. They seem to work great. They're very light use on them. So he saw me looking at these, and he goes, how about $5 for those 3? I said, all right, but I'll continue to look. And that's what I did. And that led me to start looking at some of these planes. I don't have a lot of planes, and it kind of kills me because my dad had a lot of these in the basement growing up, and somewhere along the line when I was younger and maybe didn't appreciate tools as much, I did end up getting rid of a lot of them. And who knows if they were super common or ones that are a little bit more valuable. But this is a little bit of a smaller one. It's called a 220. I don't know much about these, but I thought it looked definitely older and it looked nice, and I don't know, it might be something fun one day to clean up. So I started looking around at these. I grabbed this small one that I thought was really cool. Doesn't have any maker's marks on it, but it does say made in the USA. The blade on it seemed pretty good. And you guess what the price he said? He said, I'll give you all three. And he $5. And that's what I ended up paying. And this one's huge. I think it measures 13 inches. And I really like the Stanley logo on this one. I don't know if it's missing stuff. I couldn't find a model number on it or anything, but I think for $5, I definitely got my money's worth, and that could be a fun project. I was able to look up this 221. Wasn't super valuable, but they're getting between $10 and $15 for them plus shipping on eBay. And I'm not sure what this one's worth of this little one here, but another $5. And he said, keep looking, and that's what I did. So now at this point, it's just too much to carry, so I got a little pile going. And I said, all right, now it's time to start thinking about, negotiating a bundle price here and grabbing some other stuff. And so I saw a couple of these clamps I thought were kind of nice, especially this pony one, this 241 pony. I actually picked up one of these recently. And as you know, I love having clamps in pairs, and now I got two of them. And it's just funny how that kind of works out when you grab one of something, and it's usually a short time later that you come across the other one, or sometimes even a better one. It just always works that way, it seems like. And this one's B and C. And I said, hey, I'm probably going to get this for next to nothing, and it's a pretty cool looking clamp, and let me throw it in the bundle, and that's what I did. And then this just kind of caught my eye. It was laying there, and I saw it said S-Wing on it, and I'm like, what is this? Obviously, I knew it was a wedge, but I hadn't seen something like this with this design on it, and I guess that's kind of their proprietary type revolutionary design that they talk about. I mean, it's got some edge on it. It's still sharp. I mean, it was just in my hand and it didn't feel good. Made in the USA, and I wasn't sure about this, if I would ever need it or not, but I do split some wood for my smoker and whatnot, and I said, hey, for the price I'm going to get, this is definitely worth it. You could tell it's just got really light surface rust on it, but being that so sharp, and you can see it's not even banged up on the top, very lightly used, threw that in the bundle. I later learned when I got home that these are going for $20 to $25 these days at the big box stores as well as on Amazon. And I don't believe they're made in the USA anymore. So now I had my bundle, and there was one more item that caught my eye. And that item was this Delta bandsaw. It just looked like it was in great shape. And, I don't know much about bandsaws, which I'll talk about in a minute, but I said, you know what, this guy's been really great on the price. Let me ask him what he wants for this. So he thought about it a minute, he looked at it, and he goes, I don't know, maybe $25. So I said, okay, that seems fair, but let me see what else we got here, and we could come up with a price. So I started to do the math in my head. I knew he wanted $5 for the Kleins with the vice grips and the solvents. I knew he wanted $5 for the hearing protection. I knew he wanted $5 for the 3 Stanley planes. And then I threw in some clamps. I threw in the S-Wing wedge. He wanted $25 for this. And I said, let's just do $40 for everything. And he agreed, and that's what we did. So now let's take a little bit closer look at this bandsaw, as I'm hoping to get some comments and some feedback and information about it from the folks that watch these videos, because you guys always know so much about these items. One of the things that was an issue with this bandsaw, not an issue for me, but he pointed it out, it was missing the safety key. And you can see my video I actually made a couple of days ago on this, on how to make a replacement safety key. But he was like, I understand if you don't want it, but that's why I'm selling it for a little bit better price. It doesn't have the key. And I said, no problem. I know exactly what to do to make that work. So check out that video if you haven't already. But I was really excited to own this bandsaw. I think it could come in handy for doing a lot of projects. So when I got home and started doing some research on it, I learned that this is a 3-wheel bandsaw. So it's got 3 wheels inside of it. And most only have 2. One that goes up and go down. And this was a popular design maybe through the 70s, through the early 90s. But there's not a lot of them. I don't think they even make them anymore. Any brands really make these anymore. And there's a lot of, the biggest, most popular one was the Craftsman one. That's very similar to this, and who knows, Delta may have even made the Craftsman one and it was just rebranded. But that being said, there's, they say there's, some people really like these and they think they're great because they're compact, and they're a little smaller, but apparently getting them to run really accurately and true and not have the blade come off is a concern with these, because you got to get all three of those wheels just married up perfectly. This one I haven't done a thing to it, so let's listen to what it sounds like and we can take a look at it and you guys can tell me what you think. It seems to run strong, and I'll take a look around this with you so you can see, but to me, I think it'll be a fun little hobby type saw. That's kind of what I think these are for. You're not going to cut nothing big on it. You can't put a huge blade on it. The blade, as you can see there, I think only measures maybe 3/8 of an inch maybe across. So you're not going to be able to, take a lot of material with something like that. The other thing is, because it's a three wheel, it puts a little bit more stress on the blade, and that's another knock on these. So yeah, let me know what you think. There's the motor. It's a 1/5 horsepower. It's in fantastic shape. If I do plan on keeping it and using it, I will get a different blade as well, because this one looks like it's definitely for wood. I would love to get one that was a little finer that I could cut some maybe plastic with, or some softer metals, maybe like aluminum or so forth. But let me know your thoughts on this. If it's something, I don't even know the value on this, to be honest with you, because you can't get these anymore. I don't even know what I could resell it for. Maybe 60 bucks, 80 bucks. Being that I paid about 20, 25 for it, I definitely think I got a good deal. But I'm hoping it works out and it could be a fun little hobby saw. If not, I'll end up flipping it. But let me know your experiences with this and what you think it's worth as well. Let's wrap this video up and take one more look at everything I got here for $40. I think I got definitely my money's worth for sure, and I got some items that I'm looking to have some fun with, like this saw here, if it's worth keeping. And then let me know about these planes if you know anything about them. They're probably not super common. And today I'll be going to a tool swap meet, so maybe I'll get some cool finds out of that to share with you guys soon. So I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.